Collaborative, and welcome back, Al and Berta. How are you guys doing today?
All right, we're fine.
All right. So you guys are back living together, correct?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that going?
Now, for the information, you know that I am Berta.
Right.
Yes,
Indeed.
sir. We know. And Al?
How's that going?
Living together is good, and so I still feel that emptiness a little bit. Okay, I don't have a job. I got all this education and no real job. Sent all these applications out, no job. So,
Okay. What type of jobs are you applying for?
well, I'm wanting to. I can do a lot of things. I can teach because I did teach for a while.
Okay.
In a high school, okay, doing business, teaching business, and I can also do accounting in terms of tax work, those kind of things. And when I apply for these jobs, because you have the teaching degree and this MBA, so it's just frustrating why I don't have a job at this particular point. Is it that they don't really want a woman to do the job? I don't know. I simply am frustrated.
Okay. So you have all this experience in teaching, accounting, business. Do you have a specific field that you're looking in, or are you looking in all those fields?
Well, I was looking in terms of accounting, but right now I'm looking for anything I can get. So it really is disconcerting, and in some ways it still affects our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sad about it.
Al, how do you feel about Berta's troubles finding employment?
Well, I try to give Berta encouragement. I've been working on my facial expressions and trying to give Berta encouragement, space to look for the job, time, and I just do my best to make her feel good.
Is it affecting you in any way?
It's affecting our relationship because I know she doesn't feel good and is feeling all these frustrations and emptiness. So, of course, it affects how we interact.
So how do you think it affects how you interact? What's different? With the stress of her not being able to find a job, how is your relationship suffering?
Just this lack of, it's different, the intimacy is different, and I know it's all coming from the job and wanting to have this job and feeling, a certain way about it, so it's kind of affecting our intimacy a little bit.
I can be intimate if I'm really feeling incomplete.
Okay.
So I just don't know how to make it through this, cause so part of my self-esteem is tied up in work also. Okay, I know it's usually for men, but I didn't get this education for nothing.
Is the job, would the job make you feel whole now that you're back in the house?
Well, it would certainly boost my self-esteem.
So right now, you feel like you're really low self-esteem?
I do have low self-esteem.
Okay. Because the job is not catching back to you?
Well, yeah, how else would you see a person's self-esteem if they have these degrees and which should bring a normal or a livelihood, a gainful employment, but nothing. I'm filling out all these applications. I bet you I filled out 100 applications, and none of them have come back with any hits. And so I'm there, and I'm Al is trying to do what he can do. Excuse me. he can do what he can do, but Al can't. I don't want to be beholden to him all the time. I mean, I want to make some better contributions other than a little part-time job here, a little part-time gig there. I need more for myself, not for him necessarily. Plus, my daughter needs some things. She got a little baby too. I want to be able to help in that situation.
Is there something that you think you could change in your search process that may have a different outcome, or do you think you're doing everything that you can do the correct way?
What do you mean?
Like when you're filling out these job applications, are you following up at all with any of the companies, or are you put your application in and you move on to the next application?
Al, am I following up?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
You've told me several times how you follow up with an email or, call.
Exactly. We have talked about this, and no hits.
Okay.
So it really is frustrating. Well, I really think that that the society may have a different way on how to interact with women in terms of these positions as a MBA or an accountant.
Okay.
Okay, but I see the banks, they have all these women who are involved with money, keeping records, and but I can't seem to get in. So what is it about me? Is my question.
Well, Berta, I think that you persevere. Have you ever considered volunteering in a school? Maybe that can help with your self-esteem. Get a foot in the door.
I think those kids would do something to my self-esteem. That's why I left them in the first place. See, remember I was teaching for a while.
So you don't want to teach it all.
Oh, I don't want to go back to that classroom. If I go back to that classroom, that would be.
So accounting is the main goal, to get into
Well,
something that's
it seems something that I work with numbers or work with people, but I don't want to work with those kids anymore necessarily.
What about volunteering for a nonprofit? Or I mean, right now it's apparent. Al was paying for an apartment in your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So maybe if you could volunteer, you would get your self-esteem up because you're contributing. Because I don't think money is a factor. Is money a factor in your relationship?
No. We're doing okay now that we don't have to pay for the other apartment. We're doing a lot better.
Yeah.
So there's time. I mean, could get your foot in the door and then could lead to a job from there.
Do you feel like there's any rush for Berta to get a job? Even though that's what Berta wants right now. Just financially, is there any financial rush for Berta to get a job immediately with it?
No. No, not at the moment. I just would like Berta to get the right job.
That makes her happy.
Right. That I think would potentially improve everything at home and our relationship and self-esteem.
So it's that self-esteem for me is important, okay? Because if I don't feel good about myself, then it's hard for me to open up to Al. And
So do you think if there was a volunteer position at a church, at a charity, that might make you feel better about yourself?
It might, but I need some money too. I mean, that working with these volunteer programs would be fine, but really, it doesn't bring what I really. The other part of what I want is that's the gainful employment, gainful money. Would you? I mean, I don't want to be always going to Al asking him for money. Those kind of. I don't want to have to do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to have my own money and things I have to do for my daughter and her and the grandchild. Okay, I don't want to have to go to Al all the time asking him. I want to be able to
Be self-sufficient.
self-sufficient, and that will really help me. To me, okay, and then by extension, I think it would help us
Mm-hmm. I agree.
in terms of our relationship a little better. I know you think I'm the one sort of holding back this relationship, having gone back home, which I'm glad I did. but yet still missing and longing for something.
So what we're trying to get from this is for Berta to get back the self-esteem. To gain back the self-esteem and become self-efficient. Is that what you want?
Well,
Is that what your goal is?
I agree to gain back my sense of control over some of my finances.
Okay.
But I'm not completely I don't want to be completely self-sufficient. I want to be able to work together with Al. Okay. In this day and age, okay, it used to be where the woman, she was dependent on the man. I don't want to be dependent on my husband.
Right.
I want to be able to have my own. I've worked for it. I earned it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm feeling when I come in here this evening to talk about this particular issue. So, do you understand what I'm saying?
I completely understand. So for Al, what I'm getting from you is you just want her to be happy in whatever career it is that she chooses.
Right.
Whether or not the money is coming, you just want her to be happy.
Right, and I don't want her to be dependent upon me.
Right.
I mean, I don't want that. You know, I think if we're both actually partners, that's equal partners in this relationship that we both want to be in.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, for next week, what do you think we can work on? Or what do you think that we should
Well, let me just think.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And take what we've gotten tonight and sort of work through it.
Okay.
Okay. That's what if I can do that, maybe we can join together a little closer. Join together a little closer. That'll be fine. All right?
So for next week, that's the goal. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
thank you.
Okay.